a rib.
Oh God, how do you expect me to do that with this spice in my mouth right now? I also feel like I can't talk anymore.
Hey, what's up, everybody from SubSummit? I'm Chris Chambers, and welcome to Texas Heat. This is the show with hot brisket and even hotter subscription questions. I'm joined today by subscription industry expert Paul Chambers. You may know him as the co-founder of SubSummit, the largest gathering of subscription membership and recurring revenue businesses in the world. When he's not influencing the recurring revenue industry, he is a father of 4 and a volunteer firefighter in his local community. Paul, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the show. What's going through your head as you face the gauntlet here?
That's a hot mic, all right.
How comfortable are you with hot food?
I'm good with I think the lower end of this. As it gets up there, we'll see how this goes.
As your younger brother, I know you to be a wuss with hot food. Would be how I describe it.
There's something that our stepdad told us when we were younger, when we're like, I don't like hot food. He's like, you will learn to like hot food.
Have you learned to like hot food?
I've gotten better over the years. I've gotten better.
Are you ready to get started?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's dive in. So we're going to start up here and work our way down and finish with one of these.
Okay. So this is Stubbs barbecue sauce. This is from Texas.
Yep. This is all Texas-based product. I'm just going to house it.
Use the fork and the knife. That's good. Ooh. Oh, that just hits you in the back of the throat. Don't. We use that again.
You will. Nobody will know. You and your team have already booked quite a number of speakers, and you're set to book close to, I think, over 180. Is that right?
Yeah.
So looking at the SubSummit website, you already have an impressive list, Paul. I mean, companies that are speaking there, Hearst Magazine, CNBC, Harry's. Wondering has stood out to you as you've had the calls with these speakers?
I mean, I think the same themes kind of persist across all subscription membership and recurring revenue, where it's all about the relationship and focusing on delivering value to the subscribers and their members. You know, from Walmart Plus, they're always talking about like, what can we do for our members? How do we keep making our members better? And we have the head of Walmart Plus coming to speak.
Without spoiling anything, is there something a speaker has shared on a prep call that kind of blew your mind?
Last year I was talking to Ron from Avi, and he's like, oh yeah, we use auto ship versus subscribe and save.
Right, that's a huge
one. Like that's one of those moments that you have. It was amazing to hear, talk to CNBC about how this wasn't even a line item in their P&L a couple years ago, and is now a massive part of their business.
Wow, it's impressive and humbling that CNBC is turning to SubSummit.
Yeah, and there's so many different aspects to subscription, from the subscribe and save that we started talking about all the way up to those membership categories.
And there's so many aspects of Texas Heat. And so let's go on to our hot sauce number 2. This is a sweet and spicy. I'm going to do a dipper. I'm going to take a smaller bite here.
So this is the sweet heat.
Mm-hmm. So it's no secret, Paul, that you are a serial entrepreneur. I mean, looking at your current resume, even though you've never made one in your entire life. You're
LinkedIn is basically it.
The CEO of Subta, the co-founder of SubSummit, CEO of Element 5, a digital marketing agency. You own a pizza shop and a pizza vending machine company called Zabot. And that's not mentioning your side hobby of selling Legos. All that said, I want to pick your brain about Gentleman's Box, a business that you started and sold somewhat recently with your SubSummit co-founders Chris George and John Haji. What is the place for surprise and delight subscriptions now in the current industry?
I think the thing with surprise and delight, there's definitely a place for it. I think the challenge was when we were building that business, we would almost get like depressed when people would cancel as part, along the way. And it's accepting and understanding that and building that into part of the business model. One, either understand what their consistent churn point is, and either do something different to keep them in, or accept that and find ways to know that if they cancel at month six is the
hot sauce
now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel that.
They might come back later, like month 12, and start back up again. Right. So maintaining a good relationship through that cancellation and even after.
Yeah.
I think is the important thing.
And that's in hindsight. I mean, it feels like that's a very common thing now to know, like people are going to churn. But back then, what was it, 2013 or 14 that you started?
Launched in 2014. Our biggest growth came in the mid-teens there. And then we're able to exit in early 2020, kind of just before COVID hit. Found a happy home for it because we were focused on SubSummit. What I've learned from that, one of our biggest missed opportunities in that business was not adding a replenishable to it.
Oh, gotcha.
So what we did, we had our main Gentleman's Box, $25, eventually $29 a month. We had our premium one, which is $100 a quarter. And then for a while, we also experimented with like sock and tie of the month. So we had 3 different like price points. And I think if we had gotten into like what Hims is doing, or look at a Dollar Shave Club model, we were turned off because like Dollar Shave Club had just like launched around that time too. And we're like, we should have done something like that.
Yeah.
We still could have done it. Like,
yeah.
Just because somebody's already doing something doesn't mean you can't do it better.
Right.
Dollar Shave Club was around crushing it, and Harry's came along.
Right.
So it's a different price point, appealing to different users. So I don't know. That's
making yourself more of a necessity.
Yeah. And so where I was talking about with the price points is I would have explored more on doing a price point that included a replenishable in there.
Gotcha. Well, we're replenishing our palettes with some more heat here as we move on to our third round. This is the straight up spicy.
This one might get me.
Yeah, you might not be dabbing it again and dipping it. You gonna try?
Yeah,
I'll be dipping. I mean, you dip, I dip. I'm right there with you, bud.
I don't want to I got it on me, but I don't want to get it in my mouth ahead of time. I kind of want to get it with the meat. Where's this brisket from? Mission Barbecue.
And the other thing we do have, if it gets way too hot for you, is a little Yoo-hoo, which I learned is from Texas just by reading the bottle.
Very cool.
It's at least distributed from there.
This one's a little more spicy.
Yes. Yes, it
Hit
is.
the back of the throat there for a second. But I'm gonna layer it on.
All right, so as we ratchet up the heat here, I feel it on the tip of my tongue. I know you're feeling it too. It's clear to us in the internet that PC is back on X, formerly known as Twitter, and we are all better for it. So thank you. You took a nearly 2-year hiatus from October of 2020 to April of 2022.
Yep.
And you regained your stride in April of this year, really posting regularly. And why the social media comeback first, before I ask you a question about a particular tweet?
I mean, there's some new energy breathed into the platform with Elon's coming in and buying it. Even before, I was like, I'm going to re-engage out here.
Yeah.
I got turned off because everybody I knew on Twitter, my Twitter circle, kind of stopped using it.
Yeah.
And so feed was just like news and things I didn't care about as much. So I reinvested some time into following different people.
Yeah. I saw you made a tweet about that, about if there's negativity, you can just follow certain people.
You decide what you see on the platform.
Right.
And so that's where I'm really into D2C Twitter now. Great community out there. And I think it's been really fun. Like lots of good. It's tough though, because I see a lot of success.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, what?
Yeah.
Why can't I do that? But on the flip side, I found a guy out there who does Lego retail arbitrage, kind of like what I do as a little nights and weekend side hustle. I now subscribe to his newsletter and follow him, and have received a lot of great information that's been able to make that even more profitable side hustle.
That's awesome. You made a tweet on August 15th that said the term subscribe and save is a bit scary sounding, but auto ship doesn't say enough end post on X. What do you mean by that?
This guy, I don't know what the better word is for it. Subscribe and save is scary because people are often leery of subscribing to a subscribe and save thing because they're like,
a pause.
Yeah. Versus auto ship, it's like, oh, you ship it to me when I need it. But it doesn't necessarily say I'm going to ship to you the frequency at which you need it. And that's the gap that needs to be bridged out there in the consumer's mind. And I think it's only done when companies continue to act more responsibly. We used to be afraid to send emails at Gentleman's Box. Straight up, any email whatsoever, days before our subscribers would renew, it was like silence from us. Because we're like, well, if we send them an email,
they'll cancel.
They'll remember us.
Yes.
What a terrible attitude.
What a horrible idea.
What a terrible attitude to have. Instead of working to improve the business. And so, that the same can be said for auto ship and subscribe and save. Do it right, and you'll be successful with it.
Right. Well, let's do this right and go into our fourth bite. This is the hot sauce here. So this one's gonna take it up a notch, I think. You're gonna dip it.
I mean, I feel like you have to. Mini dip.
Mini dip. I'm ready. You're ready.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
What's the Scoville on this? Is there Scovilles on this?
I don't know if they do Scovilles on this.
It's medium hot, but it definitely has some kick to it.
Just getting the back of the throat there a little bit. Yeah.
I could taste it on the top.
Ooh. So as we ratchet up the heat, Paul, I want to get some quick hot takes on here. You had mentioned Elon Musk bought Twitter, now X.
Whose idea was this?
I want to state it here that many people may not know that you're a big fan of Elon Musk, of what he's doing business-wise. Say what you saw about his, political whatnots and those posts, but You are a Tesla shareholder. You've been to a shareholder meeting. You've witnessed, in quotes, a SpaceX launch. So I want to get some candid thoughts on his company's just quick hot take, okay? I'm going to prompt you with the company, okay?
Okay.
SpaceX.
Life, world, generations changing.
Okay. Tesla.
Underrated.
Underrated. Wow, I want to know more
Not just
there.
more than a car company. Way more than a car
Okay.
company.
What about X?
Confusing.
Confusing.
Yeah, I called early on what X is going to be. I don't think they even really knew it.
You had mentioned that you thought it was going to be an AI play, and according to that book, it didn't seem like he realized that till much, much later.
No. I think, man, that was hot.
He's feeling
Yeah.
it still. Yeah, my mouth
I
is
feel
on
like
fire.
my mouth is tingling.
Yeah.
That's
why I asked a shorter question.
Yeah. The originally pitches wanted to be the everything app, and I don't think it's quite there yet. I don't think they're getting anywhere closer to that.
No, I think that maybe he's foregone.
Little things
on
like if I go to
everything.
watch a video on X, they're constantly promoting like uploading content and videos. If I go to watch a video on it, it doesn't hold the spot I was at.
Oh, interesting. And then last one, it's not his company anymore, but PayPal. What's your hot take on PayPal?
It's still there.
Just want to buy on eBay.
Like if I have PayPal money, I'll spend it on Legos.
All right, this is the last dab. It's known as the last dab because on the last wing, we put a little bit more on there as we eat it. You can put however much you want. You do not have to do it. Do not feel obligated. It's just what all of our guests do, and I'm peer pressuring you right now to do.
Yeah.
Yep, this is a rib.
Oh, God. I put a dab on my finger that I swallowed that. Right at that time. That was a natural reaction. Okay, so I'm going to take this.
Yep, put it on your plate.
I'm supposed to put more of that on?
That's traditionally what people do on the show.
Okay. I'm going to go a little bit lighter on it, but I'm not going to wuss out.
No. Nobody's judging here.
Okay.
You do you.
Yep.
All right, Paul. You've made it to the end of the gaunt. You faced your childhood fear of heat.
Yeah.
You've just torched the field of brisket. Your taste buds are better for it. I think you're building up your spice threshold. Now, in this camera, and this camera, why don't you tell our audience what you got going on?
How do you expect me to do that with this spice in my mouth right now? I also feel like I can't talk anymore. It's just, oh, it got spicy at the end there. It was hot.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, dude.
We are working on something. You try and cool your mouth so you can say it, you know?
You say it all inward.
We're working on something. We're working towards building an amazing SubSummit for 2024, June 16 to 19.
It's right behind you.
June 17.
17. Can't even think straight.
June 17 to 19 is the largest event of subscription membership. I think it's starting to cool down now, finally. The largest gathering of subscription membership or recurring revenue brands in the world, over 2,000 attendees, expo halls, meetings galore, amazing speakers, amazing brands. And if anyone out there watching or listening is interested in attending, great way to attend using our host and merchant program. I can't feel my tongue anymore. Like my tongue has gone numb. And then, or speaking or getting involved in any way of sponsoring. It's just, we work hard to make it an amazing experience for everybody. And so I think that shows through in the quality of the event that we have.